Hi folks, welcome back to the channel and a Merry Christmas to you. Basically tying a different variation on the Grim Reaper, which I'm calling the Gold Digger. Grim Reaper is very much focused on back end of the season. This is focused on early springtime, big water time. So let's get stuck right into it. So in the vise folks, we've got a size 8 Patriot double and just starting off some black Uni 8-0, getting a couple of wraps down, locking away, cutting away that excess, and then we're going to come in with a small gold oval tinsel, just catch it on the top as always, and then running it down roughly to where the hooks start, so the point of the hooks, and then we're going to come around with 4 turns to form the tag. As always folks, once you're happy with your turns up and in between, and lock this in nice and tight. Probably tie this into about halfway up the body and fold it back on itself and tie it all in nice and tight, ready to come on with your next material. Okay folks, next we're going to come in with some bucktails. This is a mix of yellow, black and chartreuse. Not too much on the chartreuse, but it certainly gives a little bit of pop to this fly. So just measuring it up, looking at probably 1.5 times the length of the hook over the back. So just catching this on at this point, and then we're going to come up with some crystal flash. Just one strand as always, tying it on the top and then folding it back to give you 2 pieces, looking for about the same length as the bucktail. Once you've caught all this in and not caught any too many stragglers, you can chop this to length and then tidy up coming down and tying in the rest of the bucktail down the body. Okay folks, so once you've caught in all the bucktail and cut it away, you've got a nice flattened space at the front, you can run your thread all the way back down to the tag and ready for your next material. Okay folks, we're going to come in with some yellow marble fox at this point, coming about halfway into the bucktail. And again, this is just brightening up that whole back end tail of the fly. So keep this on top, brush out any of the under fur and just catch this in to about halfway up the body and then chop this away and tidy up. And then at this point you can come back down again towards the tag and the tail end. Okay, good stuff. Now we're going to come in with our gold dubbed body, or certainly the first section of it. So catch some of this on, keep it nice and tight, you don't want this too bulky. The body's already got a bit of bulk to it, which is fine. So nice twists as you come up, keeping this nice and level as you come up to that middle point. And once you're happy with your dubbing, you can bring up your wire that you stored for safekeeping. Couple of turns, 3 to 4 turns, up to the middle point, and lock this in with a good couple of turns. Given the fact that it's an oval tinsel, actually not necessarily a wire, you're going to have to cut this away because it probably won't bend and break. Okay, so we're at the middle point folks, coming in with the first of 2 hackles, so a yellow Brahma. And just catching this on by the tip, catch it at the full length because it will help balance out where we caught in that marble fox in the back end. So again, giving the body a nice balance. Catch it to that middle point and you're looking for a good couple of turns, but don't go over the top. So 2 to 3 turns, running the scissors down each side to help you fold this back. And you'll know yourself when you're happy with the fibre count and when you get to a shape that works for you. And when you're happy with what you've got, create a space, catch this in and just tidy everything up. You can cut away that stem whenever you're ready to do so, fold everything back that needs to be folded back and just create a nice tidy tying platform for the front section of the fly. Okay, so I've brought the thread forward a little bit. We're going to catch in another piece of the gold oval tinsel underneath and wind this backwards when we actually manage to catch it in, and bring this nice and up against the hackle that we've also just tied in. And then at this point, folks, we're going to repeat the process that we did for the first part of the body. So back in with the gold light bright, keep this nice and flat. And again, when we're happy with this, we'll bring up the wire, probably looking at 2 to 3 turns for the front section here. Okay, good stuff, certainly getting there, folks. Coming in with a small pinch of yellow Arctic fox. Again, comb out any underfur, and you're almost giving this a little bit of a flamethrower approach. Cut away the excess here, so I've got a nice neat tie-in point at the front of the fly. I want this flowing maybe halfway into the marble fox at the back, over the top of that centre hackle. For a bit of security, just getting a bit of super glue on the thread, and just looking to catch this all in, giving yourself a nice tidy point at the front of the fly where possible. Okay, taking a slightly different approach here, second last material, bringing the dyed gold jungle cock in and tying this in behind the last hackle, just giving a different style to the whole fly here. You can use the normal jungle cock if you don't have dyed yellow. I've just got some of this kicking around, so that's what I'm using. Use a decent size, you don't want to overpower the fly right enough, and just catch these on nice and tight. I wouldn't say you to fold the jungle cock back, because you've still got a good bit of room here, so you can just chop these excess pieces off and then catch in with a nice good few turns at the front of the fly. Just getting a bit of additional wax on the thread here, folks. Coming in with the last piece we're putting on, which is another yellow silver badger hackle, slightly bigger than the last one, and folding back that tip this time, bit extra security, and then you can chop that away. And then, as always, purely down to yourself, looking at probably three to four turns at the front of this fly, and then tidy up that front piece to give yourself a nicely formed black head. As always, when you're happy with what you've got, you can create a space and catch this in. Fold the fibre back if you can, just to lock it nicely into place. And once you're happy with how you've done this, you can chop away your excess. Just get a bit extra wax on the thread at this point for those catch-in points, and to make sure this isn't going to go anywhere. And once you're happy with your head, folks, you can come in and whip finish. From there, you can apply some super glue, varnish, etc. to the front head of the fly. And there you have it, folks, the gold digger. Really looking forward to using this. Hopefully some springers will hit this. As always, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Give us a hit on Instagram as well. It'd be great to hear from you. Have a great Christmas, great New Year, and cheers. Thank you.